Detected. Terminate.
Like to see it try, scrap heap.
Ultimate Alliance 3 is an action RPG beat 'em up, where up to 4 players can play at home or online. I played the entire game alone and had an amazing time. You get a full campaign with 10 action-packed chapters, clocking in around 20 hours of gameplay. But that's just for your first playthrough. Each difficulty increases the drop rate of money and crystals. These random ISO crystals are basically stat boosts. You can equip up to 5 per each character. And for the more powerful ones, you need to fuse them together. By fusing the crystals, you get different abilities. You can even have multiple abilities on one crystal. You can also level up each crystal, making them even more powerful. Sticking with the RPG system, as you put bad guys down, you level up. This boosts your overall player stats. Each hero has their own strength and weaknesses. Hulk is very strong but slow, but someone like Spider-Man is fast on his feet but doesn't hit very hard. If you know how the heroes are in the comics, you will know exactly how they function in game. You can even out their weaknesses with your crystals. Or you can focus on their strengths and make them basically a glass cannon. You can actually boost all the stats of all your heroes with the Alliance enhancement. This kind of works like a sphere grid that you will find in a Final Fantasy game. You have a bunch of different nodes with different stats that minorly boost your characters. However, if you fill out an entire section, you'll get a massive stat boost. Even something as important as permanently increasing the amount of XP you gain from battle. So it's kind of important for you to stick to one section of the grid. You can of course bounce around, but all these nodes cost a lot of resources. So to maximize your time, I would stick to one section of the grid to get the ultimate stat boost from that section. With 52 heroes to choose from, each with their own level, you may think that you'll have to do a lot of grinding to get everyone to max level. But as you play the game, you earn these XP cubes. You find these throughout each level, or even as a reward for certain missions. So you can dump all these cubes on one character in particular or spread them out against your whole cast. Also, when you replay the game on higher difficulties, all drops increase. Which means not only does the drops for the crystals increase, but also the drops for the XP cubes, giving you more of a reason to play the game on harder difficulties. And with this being a team-based game, your squad is very important. Sure, you can pick whoever you would like to play with, but team synergy goes a long way. You can play as classic Marvel teams. You can play as the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, or you can assemble an entire team of webheads if you want. But these classic matchups aren't all that you can do. You can even have unique teams that you don't normally see in the Marvel Universe, but share a common ability with each other, which will give you a bonus ability. You see, each team has their own different abilities that you can have once you select all 4 characters. And depending on the people you choose, will determine the bonuses you get. So how about you go for a team full of strong, heavy characters? Or a team with a bunch of fast-paced characters. If swords are your favorite, how about you assemble an entire team full of swords? Or if you want to keep things at range, how about you go for a team of magic users and gun users? Basically, you want to be smart in picking who you have on your team. And make sure everyone plays well together. Going to the basics of combat, it's very simple with light and heavy attacks. Heavy attacks work as combo finishers. So you want to hit an enemy with a bunch of light attacks and end the combo with heavy attacks. The amount of times you press the buttons will change the different type of combos you'll perform. You of course can dodge and block as well, and depending upon the character you have, your dodge will come out differently. A lighter character will roll, but someone heavy might just do a short little dash. And this does play a factor, as the range in which this roll or dodge works is different for each character. And of course, what's a superhero without their special abilities? From Wolverine's claws to Spider-Man's webs to Ghost Rider's chain or to Storm's lightning, it's all here and it's over the top. Each character's special abilities are very important to combat, because enemies are actually weak depending upon which character you have. So if you have an enemy that's weak to fire, you might want to use Ghost Rider, or an enemy may be weak to knives, so you want to use Wolverine's claws. You also have team synergy attacks. This is where you and a teammate both do a special attack at once, for extra damage and even a status effect. These are also used sometimes for light puzzle solving. Then you have the Alliance Extreme Attack. By defeating enemies and dealing damage, you build up your gauge. Once full, you can do your extreme attack. You can even do up to 4 extreme attacks at once if all your teammates have their gauge full. This does massive damage and can easily get you out of trouble. Besides going through the story, you have these challenges you can complete. These are fun short burst situations that are very addictive. Some are even solo missions designed around the particular character they have you play as. These challenges allow extra costumes, characters, and this helps you grind for XP and crystals. Outside of replaying the story on higher difficulties, this is where you'll spend most of your time in the end game. Because these challenges are very difficult, you'll be spending a lot of time building the best team possible. This was also fun for me because it was many times I sat here just trying to figure out what's the right crystal to put on the right person. What's the right team for the job to beat a particular mission. Because this game is designed in a particular way, you'll always be using different superheroes, which will get you out your comfort zone and make you choose characters you normally wouldn't pick. This is actually where I got more familiar with one of my new favorite superheroes, Psylocke. So spend your time wisely building the Ultimate Team, or rather, the Ultimate Alliance. Ultimate Alliance 3 is currently only exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, and is still going for full price. And I've never really seen it on sale digitally. Honestly, I'd say it's still worth the asking price. And the game has a great expansion pack that I also have. In this expansion pack, this is where you'll be able to play as the Fantastic Four, and the game even leaves it open for a potential sequel. If you're a fan of superhero games and Marvel as a whole, I highly recommend you try Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. It's the best superhero game that I've played in years, and hopefully one day we'll get a sequel to Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh, taco night! We're gonna eat while the X-Men fight! Yeah! Oh. Then, give me the lyrics. Oh, and taco. Yeah, it's gorgeous and Okay, that's it! Someone's about to get a kick square in the chimichangas! Yeah!